Hey y'all, it's me, Irma from The Rice Life, and I'm going to do a video that I think is very important. You know, around this time of year, you know, it's the end of December. Around this time of year, so many of us make New Year's resolutions and we say all the things that we're going to do in the new year to be totally different people and to just live our best life, right? And I have honestly stopped making resolutions, and it's not because I don't want anything to work toward. It's not because I don't feel like there are things I need to improve on, but it's just I feel like we have to do a lot of work on ourselves before we can make resolutions or goals or that kind of thing, because if we don't do a lot of self-work, then it becomes you know, they just seem like wishes instead of actual things that are attainable. So I'm going to tell you right now, I have 15 things written down, y'all. I'm going to tell you 15 ways to how do I explain it? 15 things that you do not need to bring into the new year. If you implement these things, I feel like it will be a lot easier to achieve your goals, you know, achieve your resolutions, that kind of thing, guys. Because I have written down, I said we want to make New Year's resolutions, but don't a lot of times do the mental work to help achieve realistic and long-lasting goals. And so with that being said, we're just gonna hop right into the list. Hopefully it's not super long, but y'all, I mean, it is what it is, y'all. I'm gonna give some personal accounts of things, so grab some tea and let's just get it started. All right, guys, so number one is no procrastination. A lot of times we make New Year's resolutions, guys, but we just don't have to get up and go. You know, we say, oh, well, I'll do this once this happens, or I'll start this later. And procrastination, y'all, if we don't get a hold of our procrastination, then goals will just not be attainable, guys. You just have to really just start somewhere, and you just have to decide, okay, I'm starting now. There's no delay. And so one way to be able to achieve your goals, guys, is to simply just stop procrastinating. Just do it. Okay, guys, the next thing, number two, is we're not going to make unrealistic goals, because let's see, guys, a lot of times we can make unrealistic goals and then we just discourage ourselves. I'm all about New Year's resolutions, but making them I say make them lofty, but make them kind of attainable, lofty goals, you know? And not to say that God isn't amazing and will not provide, or he will not do, you know, way more than you could ever imagine. But a lot of times we don't have a starting point, and we just go from 0 to 100 really quick, y'all. We just want to surpass everything. We just want to bypass, honestly, everything that we need to do to actually get to the goal. And so a lot of times our goals become unrealistic because we have not really put in the work. We want to see the end result, but we don't want to start at zero. We don't want to start from the bottom. And so I say make your goals with the mindset of them just being really realistic, and that way they're you know, they're gonna be a lot easier to attain. That does not mean that you should, like, you know, make sure your bar is super low, but that just means you know, meet yourself where you are. Don't say, okay, I'm gonna lose 50 pounds in a month. Like, that's not realistic, you know. Just say, you know, I'll lose what I can. I'll do the best I can. I'll do, you know, do what I can to you know, implement certain things to reach my goal. But I mean, that's kind of extreme, but you know what I mean, guys. Have a goal, but just make sure it's realistic. All right, guys, number three is no negative self-talk. Once again, like I said, we make all these New Year's resolutions and we're always so excited, and we're pretty good for maybe the first 3 weeks to a month. And then when we don't reach the goal, then it's kind of like we start downing ourselves. You know, we're not as positive as we were. We go really back to the negative self-talk and really get back to feeling like we're not worth it, we're not good enough. And so just one of my biggest resolutions, honestly, daily, is just make sure that I'm not putting myself down, guys, that I'm not saying, oh, I should be here by now, I'm not where I want to be. Just make sure that there's no negative self-talk. And guys, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. No negative self-talk, guys. All right, guys, number four, and this is a big one. This is we're not gonna have non-life-giving relationships. Y'all, that's a big one. I am known as the person that cuts people off very easily, and I just think there was something wrong with me doing that, y'all. Like, I am very, like, I don't want to say I could be your friend one minute and then the next minute I'm not. I'm not that kind of person, but when God tells me to move, I move. When he says, this is where you are, this is where you're gonna be, this is where you're gonna be if you keep dealing with XYZ, dealing with a certain person or a certain situation, then I'm very big on cutting, you know, cutting ties. It might seem harsh, but a lot of times, guys, you have to do that for your mental health. You have to do that for your sanity, honestly. And so, like I said, guys, you know, just, we're not going to have people, we're not going to be in a relationship with people that aren't life-giving. You don't want these energy vampires, guys. You don't want these people that are leeching from you and just sucking the life out of you, guys. I also put, you don't want people that are indifferent, passionless, purposeless. And not that they don't have a purpose on this earth, but they just haven't tapped into the potential or their purpose yet. We don't want to have people like that in our circles. And then we're talking about making these lofty life plans or goals with people that are not for us, you know. And I always say, in 15 years and 20 years, the people that I'm talking to now, can I envision them being in my life? If that answer is no, guys, then I cut ties. Maybe later on when we both find out who we are, there's the kids, but maybe later on when we both find out who we are, then we'll be able to kind of, you know, get back together, if that's even a thing. A lot of times people in your life for a season, they're in your life to help you realize what you will and won't tolerate, or they're in your life to, you know, teach you something. So I'm definitely not going to say that everyone in your life doesn't have a purpose, but definitely be able to weed out the emotions that they're giving you, be able to weed out and say, okay, in 15 years and 20 years, is this situation going to matter? Is this person going to matter in my life? And like I said, it might seem a little harsh, guys, but filter everything through the filter of, are they life-giving? Are they indifferent? Like I said, you can't be hot, like you're either hot or cold. You're not going to be indifferent. You're not going to be lukewarm. Either you're hot or cold, guys. Passionless, purposeless. Like, you don't want to be making lofty, not even lofty, you don't be making life goals and resolutions with people that are just here. So weed through your circle, guys. Are the people in your circle, are they here for a reason? So, you know, it is what it is. All right, guys, and number 5, no more, how do I explain this? I put not filtering everything through the filter of, will this enhance my spiritual well-being and peace of mind? So many times we want to hold on to people, hold on to situations because we're afraid of letting go. We're afraid of what life will be like without them. And this is a big thing for me, guys. I always filter everything through, will this enhance my spiritual well-being and peace of mind? If it doesn't, if the relationship I have, if the situation that I'm in, whatever it is, guys, friendships, relationships, no matter what, a job you're at, if it does not enhance you, uplift you, if you don't walk away talking to somebody, if you're not talking to somebody, you walk away feeling uplifted and, you know, just motivated and ready to take on your 2019, ready to take on your resolutions, guys. If you don't feel that way, okay, like, that's just what it is, guys. We're not going to be around people that do not enhance our spiritual well-being and our peace of mind. Y'all, we too grown, we ain't got time for it, okay? So filter everything through, does this bring me peace? If it does not bring you peace, it is so simple, guys, but if this does not bring you peace, then let it go. All right, guys, number 6, I put no more seeking chaos to feel normal. So many times, and I used to be really big about that. Like, if I didn't have something going on all the time, if I didn't have my hand in every kind of little cookie jar, then I felt like I didn't have purpose, or I felt like I wasn't passionate enough about something, or I felt like nothing was really going on in my life, and I felt like, okay, I'm just here, like, why am I here? But I have to realize it's very unhealthy to seek chaos to feel normal. It's very unhealthy to feel like you have to be go, go, go to feel normal. God wants us to, he says what, y'all? He says, be still and know. He doesn't say, be here, be at this person's house, be hanging out with this person, be doing this. Like, he doesn't want us to be, we're not supposed to live a life of chaos, guys. And so we shouldn't seek chaos in order to feel like our life is normal. It's okay to be boring. Y'all, I consider myself a very boring person, and I love that. Like, I love the fact that I'm a mom, I'm a wife. To me, I'm very basic, but I have no airs about me, y'all. I'm what you see. Like, you know, what you see is what you get. And I no longer feel like if I'm not in a whole bunch of gossip, or if I'm not in hope, and not that this has been years, guys. This is probably past 5 or 6 or 7 years since I've had to deal with issues like that. But I don't feel like my name has to be in some of everything in order to feel like my life is normal. I don't have to worry about who's talking about me, who's doing this. Y'all, look, you don't have to be in chaos all the time to feel normal. It's normal to not have chaos. So just remember that, y'all, going into 2019. All right, guys, number 7 is a big one for me, and it is no more unhealthy eating. And that's honestly, and this is just me, this is honestly one of my resolutions. This is just me writing this down for myself. Healthy eating, and like I said, you know, people have, you know, healthy eating is obviously a lifestyle, but a lot of times what we eat is a manifestation of our, not a lot of times, all the time, it's a manifestation of our mindset. And so I'm going into 2019 feeling like I want to have a really clear mind, and that means, you know, just eating healthier, just being more mindful of what I'm eating. A lot of times we say, want to lose weight, and I'm really big about this. I want to lose weight, but I will eat 3 or 4 ice cream sandwiches, y'all, just because I'm bored, or because I'm like a little stressed out, or that kind of thing. So instead of making the goal of I want to lose weight in 2019, I'm going to say I want to have the headspace, have just like a peaceful, you know, peaceful mindset. That way, that will leach into like every area of my life, guys. My finances, my eating, my overall well-being. And so instead of saying I want to lose 20 pounds for 2019, I want to eat healthier, and eating healthier will mean that I have a healthier mindset. So that's that. All right, guys, number 8 is a big one. No more dwelling in the past. Guys, how many times we make New Year's resolutions, and they're the same New Year's resolutions that we had the year before, then the year before, the year before, and it's usually lose weight, save money, what y'all, live better Walmart, you know. but it's always, we have the same goals. I feel like we all, and I've seen a lot of the New Year's resolutions videos. They're the same resolutions every single year, and it's just because we live in the past. We don't change, we can't change our past, and so we feel like we can get a redo with the next year. Guys, I'm not about redoing anything, okay? Like, I don't have the energy to redo stuff, y'all. I'm starting fresh, I'm starting today. I'm not living in nobody's past. And so I say start your New Year's resolution just with a new, refreshed sense of purpose. Don't say, oh man, if I had done this, like, oh man, I wouldn't be making this New Year's resolution this year if I had done it last year. Y'all, we're not worried about yesterday. We're not worried about 10 seconds from, 10 seconds ago. We're worried about the here and the now. And so just don't dwell on the past, because it does nothing for your future. It just hinders you, and it just feeds into that chaos and that stress that we're all trying to get rid of. All right, guys, number 9 is a big one. Number 9 is no comparison. A lot of times we make these New Year's resolutions, guys, we make these goals, and it's all because we saw so-and-so build her house last year. We saw so-and-so get her new car. So-and-so got her new job. She got this man that we thought was so fine, and now we want the same thing for us. She got her dream, whatever. A lot of times we compare and contrast our lives with other people, and that is why we make these New Year's resolutions that honestly don't fit our lifestyle. I say do a lot of work on yourself, guys. The main thing, that's always one of my main resolutions, is to just work on me, be the best me I can be. I don't have time to look left and right, back and forth, y'all, to see what y'all are up to. I have to focus on me. If I'm looking up and see what you're doing, I'm tripping over my own feet, okay? So I say no comparison, y'all. Y'all know comparison is a thief of joy, but it's also the thief of just life, y'all. It's the thief of happiness. It's the thief of purpose. And so if you want to live in your purpose, y'all, you can't worry about what Erin was doing down the road, or what house she's talking about building, or what car she's talking about getting, or what child she's talking about having this year. Focus on yourself, guys. Your New Year's resolutions do you no good if you're basing them off of somebody else's experiences. And so I say, do you. That's it. All right, guys, number 10, y'all. This is when I really had to focus on this year. And this wasn't a resolution, that just came from a lot of introspection the past few months. It says no carrying the weight of others and their issues, their stressors, especially if there's no growth in that other person. I am what people will consider an emotional dumpster. People come to me and say, Emerald, oh my God. I'm always that friend that people come to with a lot of issues, and I'm always the one given what I believe to be sound advice, and it would really stress me out when people would do the opposite, or they come to me and say, what do you think? And I would tell them something that just seems so, like, it just seemed like if you do this, life will be perfect again. And then they don't heed the warning, they don't listen to the advice, and it would really stress me out. And I had to learn, like I said, y'all, no more carrying the weight of others and their issues or their stressors, especially if you see them they're not trying to change. Like if somebody comes to you and says, hey Janet, what do you think I should do? And Janet says, if you do this, everything will be perfect, or if you do this, things go a lot better. And then a week later, there's no change, there's no growth. A year later, 5 years later, guys, you have to know when to cut the umbilical cord. And that's what I had to do. In 2019, we cannot be people's emotional dumpsters. We cannot be their playthings they could just throw around and pick up and leave, you know, when they want to. We have to put ourselves first, and I'm all about being selfish. I have 4 children and a husband, y'all, but I'm extremely selfish with my time, my energy, my peace of mind, my spirit, like my soul. I'm very covetous and very selfish with my time, my body, my being. I'm very selfish because I have a lot of people depending on me, and we can't be who we want to be for other people, or even ourselves, guys, if we're not putting ourselves first. So I say be selfish with your time. You have to tell people, like I said, guys, you have to say, look, I put myself first. That might mean cutting you off for a little bit, but obviously too, if you're not trying to change things, and a lot of times people will just tell you things because they just want to hear themselves talk. And I had to realize that too. They want to be comforted. And so we can't make people comfortable anymore. If we're going to be making New Year's resolutions, guys, we're going to be getting uncomfortable. I'm not in the business of being uncomfortable, and you're not. I'm not in the business of being uncomfortable, changing myself, doing the growth, doing the work, and you're not changing. So until you can get to a point where you see that you need to change, there's nothing I can do for you. And so guys, we can no longer be people's emotional dumpsters. All right, guys, and number 11 kind of piggybacks off of number 10. I put stop giving advice to those that just want comfort, save your energy, and spiritual peace. So it's pretty much the same thing, but I guess I kind of just like want to piggyback off of that. A lot of times we tell people things and they don't ask us our opinion or ask us what should you do, or they don't ask us that because they want to change. And that's what was really hard for me, because I'm very big on when people come to me, I feel like they come to me because they want a solution. I'm not God. And I soon realized that, because I had a lot of the same things come up with a lot of different people, and I was like, they're constantly asking me for advice, but they're doing the opposite. And then I'm like, what am I saying wrong? What am I doing wrong? Y'all, it was not me. They literally just wanted they would like to hear me breathe. And that's okay. But y'all, I am, like I said, I'm covetous of my breath, y'all. I don't have but so many breaths left in me. I'm 30 years old. Not that I'm old, but we only have a certain amount of time on this earth, guys. My breaths are limited, and I'm not going to waste them for people that just want to hear, that just want to see me breathe, y'all. Like, I can't do it. So stop giving advice to people that just want comfort. All right, guys. So yes, if people just want to be comforted, guys, y'all, that's what therapists are for. That's what counseling is for. If we want to get to where we've got to go, guys, we cannot be everyone's counselor, everyone's best friend. We cannot do that for them, because that won't give them any incentive to grow. And so if you don't give people incentive to grow, then you can't grow. And so I say, guys, stop giving advice to people that just want to be comforted, guys. They can get a blanket in Jesus' name, but you can't have me, okay? Okay, guys, number 12 is not feeling guilty about leaving others and their baggage in 2018. Y'all, like I told y'all, I'm very big on my peace of mind, my sanity. And if I feel like we're not growing together, if I feel like we're just not compatible, and that's friendships, that's relationships, that's so many different, you know, you can apply that to so many different things, jobs. But like I said, guys, you can't feel guilty about leaving others, because New Year's resolutions are meant to be selfish. I say selfish, but New Year's resolutions are meant to, New Year's resolutions in any kind of goal or anything is meant to better you. It's meant to make sure that you're the best person you can be. And if you're feeling guilty about bettering yourself, then you're never going to get anywhere. So I say leave the baggage, leave the guilt, leave the, oh, what are they going to think if, y'all, who cares? Because they're not the ones writing down these goals and making them plain. So I say leave all that in 2018. Don't feel guilty. Just know that you're doing what you need to do for yourself. All right, guys, number 13 is be honest about yourself and where you are, because it's not always everyone else's fault. That is a major one for me. Because so many times we say, oh, if you just done this, then I would have done this. Or, oh, why didn't you tell me this? I would have changed this about myself. I don't have time to tell you what to change, how to change. You know what I mean? Like, it's not up to us to try to get people to see the error of their ways, especially if they do things repetitively. So it's not our place to feel guilty or sorry for people that you know, that keep doing, you know, that do things very habitually. But also be honest with yourself and say, okay, in this relationship, were there things that I could have done differently? It's not always the other person's fault. It's not always, well, if you'd done this, then I would have done that. I guess filter it through, if I had done this, or what did I do? Because it's not always the other person's fault that things didn't go right in the relationship, right in the friendship, right in the marriage, right in the, you know, at the job. It's not always everyone else. So I say filter it through, okay, this happened, but what could I have done, or what did I do to facilitate things? It's not always the other person's fault. And that's for myself, that's for yourself. Really take a step back and just picture yourself like kind of looking in on the situation. And that's what I do a lot of times too, because a lot of times we're in our own head with things and we want to blame the other person. But I really try to take myself, even if I'm in the situation, I try to take myself out and say, okay, let me look at these two people arguing, or these two people fussing, and what could I have done differently? Like, or what could they have done differently? Like, what, you know, what did I do to cause this to happen? It's not always someone else's fault, guys. It's not. Okay, guys, number 14 is a major one. It is not being direct in 2019, not being direct. A lot of times I thought this is kind of turned into, I mean, but it's all pretty much related to me, because a lot of times our resolutions are based around other people, or they don't go right because of other people, that kind of thing. But not being direct with people is the reason why a lot of things don't go as planned, why a lot of things are halted or stunted. Just not saying what you mean and meaning what you say. If I say I don't like the color green, that means I don't like the color green. You know, like not feeling like we have to appease people, not feeling like we have to tread lightly with people. If I don't like a certain food, then I don't like it. I don't have to take a little bite of it or make you think I'm eating it to throw it over my shoulder. Like, then you can always think I like that food. You know what I mean? So I say be direct. If you say I don't want to go out tonight because I'm exhausted, tell that person that. Don't go to the dinner with them and then be huffing and puffing the whole night, or you're so upset that you're out when you could have been in your bed. If you want to stay in the bed, guys, stay in the bed. It's okay. And so just really be direct with people, because the more direct and honest you are with people, the more serious you're going to be taken, and the more you're going to take yourself seriously. A lot of times we talk ourselves out of things and we don't take ourselves serious enough. So be direct and take yourself seriously. All right, guys, and here's my last thing that we're going to leave in 2018. And I wrote lack of self-care. And this is honestly, it's one of my resolutions every year, y'all. But like I said, just lack of self-care, just not putting yourself first. Just a lot of times, like I said, we go from 0 to 100 so quick, guys. We say, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this. And we don't even make time in the morning to eat breakfast, or we don't make time in the day to drink 100 ounces of water, or we don't make time to eat right, we don't make time to sit down and reach our children, we don't make time to do so many things that would really, you know, benefit us, or you know, help us spiritually, emotionally, physically. A lot of times we put ourselves on the back burner, and then we go from that December 31st, we go from that same stagnant mindset and state of being to January 1st. We want to get on the treadmill, we want to start eating salads, we want to, you know, do all these things we normally don't do. So I say just start with self-care, guys. And self-care can be something simple as, I'm going to polish my nails, I'm going to do my makeup and curl my hair, you know, like a lot of times we want to go, like I said, guys, we want to go from, we don't want to do the, I'm not saying we don't want to do the work, and when I say we, I'm definitely talking about me. We want the end result so bad that we don't want to be uncomfortable in the moment. We don't want to be uncomfortable with the growth. We just want to say, okay, we're stagnant, but I don't want to go through all this changing and all the seasons. I just want to get to the end. And we have to always keep the end goal in mind, but just know that from point A to point Z, we've got the other, you know, 24 letters of the alphabet. And so we can't skip over every little step just because we want to hurry up and get to the finish line. I have really learned to embrace the journey. And I think that's the biggest thing too. We just really start embracing our journeys, guys. And a big thing is self-care, putting ourselves first, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, in every way you can think of, guys. Because if we do not put ourselves first, then there's no point in writing these New Year's resolutions. There's no point in having these goals. There's just no point. And so I say always put yourself first, guys. Because you can't be for other people what you can't be for yourself. So, all right, guys, this is Emma from The Rice Life. I know this is kind of a lengthy video, but if you want me to elaborate anymore, let me know. If you have any tips down below, let me know some things that you want to leave in 2018 that I haven't mentioned. If you want to elaborate on the list that I gave, then talk about ways that you plan to leave things in 2018. Talk about things that you just want to change. Talk about if you need some support, if you need some encouragement. You know, let me know, guys. That's what I'm here for. So, all right, guys, this has been Vlogmas Day 17 and we will see y'all in our next video. Bye, y'all.